Welcome to episode 50 of Snap on This, a Marvel Snap podcast. This week's secret homework: to transform an existing card into a Grand Arena champion. I'm your host, LaurenWhatevs, here today with my usual co-hosts. First up, Ben. How was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
Well, my week in Snap, endeavoring to keep it snappy as I occasionally do. You know, I mostly do keep it snappy, sure. I played a bit of Marvel Snap. I played a bit of Grand Arena. I have to say, I'm getting a little bit less excited about it as I play more of it. In fact, I have sort of given up on going through 9 tickets a day. That's a lot of tickets. I mean, like, it's probably not a lot of tickets if I don't know if you really are trying to grind out all the prizes and stuff. Maybe 9 tickets a day is not enough tickets for you. And hey, that's a very valid way to feel. And I'm sorry it works like that. But for me, I'm like, oh, there's no way in hell I can burn through 9 tickets a day. Like that's a lot of Marvel Snap to play, and you don't even get to Snap, honestly. So I've been playing a lot of ladder and about as much Grand Arena as I can bring myself to do. I think I will get one of the cards. I don't know. I've really slowed down on it. If it looks like I will have to try really hard or play a bunch in the final days to get one of the cards, to get those 2,000 for the Mole Man or the Mad Thinker or whatever. I wish they would tell us which one they're going to buff, because, like, you know, these cards are not especially playable as they're
one of them is getting buffed. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, that's true, but that's not what I'm talking about. You know, like that buff is not.
You don't think it's enough?
No. We'll get there. But that is of the change of the cards that changed. That was not on the more impactful end of the spectrum, I will say. Anywho, we'll get there when we get there. So I wish they would tell me, like, are they going to buff Mad Thinker to be, like, good? If it grows in the hand, I would be excited about that. I don't know. Like, I'll probably get Mole Man because I like the character of Mole Man. Mole Man is the coolest thing about the Fantastic Four, in my opinion. Moloids. Anywho, I don't know. I've got some HeroClix figures of Moloids. Those are the subterranean dwellers that Mole Man is y'all have read comic books, probably more of them than I have. But if I know about Mole Man, you deserve to know about Mole Man too. Let him into your heart. He dresses funny and he's in goofball. Anywho, other than that, played Mad Hades 2 on stream a lot. Again, I'm shouting out the original Good Egg, Wombat Combat, who has been a regular presence while I've been trying to get this night 1 clear. Also, Hot Tub Tony popped back up again. Witnessed a pretty solid attempt. I'm telling you, I'm a little... Well, I'll tell you this. Next week, I will probably be talking about my night 1 journey in Hades 2 in the past tense, because I'm going to get it any fucking second.
No way.
It's got, like, I'm getting so close so frequently that, like, I can smell the blood in the water. Grandfather is going to be so embarrassed when Melinoe just beats him into the ground on night 1, because it's going to happen. Might even happen tonight. Might happen, like, right after we record. I don't know.
Is there a unique story when that happens? Or, like, was there in the first Hades?
I don't know, because I've never gotten a night 1 clear in the first Hades. I believe that is also where I have left things there. I think I've gotten a night 2 clear, but not a night 1 clear. But I will say there is a unique piece of dialogue, just like one like little text box Kronos will give you if you run into him before you encounter him in Erebus, because that's usually when, like, the first time I played the game, that's where you encounter Kronos first. After the end of the first region, he'll show up as a shadowy figure and he won't identify himself, and he'll be like, pray tell, who might you be, girl? And then Mel's all like, I'm not your girl, old man. And she's not. Anywho, but if you happen to make it all the way to your father's house on night 1, Kronos will be like, he'll ask you some other version of, like, oh, who are you? What are you doing here? Because, like, he's not expecting visitors. And So you get a unique piece of dialogue either way. If you get there on night one, or if you don't get there on night one, you will hear something that you wouldn't have heard if the other thing had happened. But mostly there's not unique missable dialogue in Hades, either one of them. Almost all of the dialogue is like unmissable, and you'll get it whenever you get it and have done the things that would make it happen. So that is highly unusual. And I am curious to know, am I going to get some unique dialogue if I get that night one clear? I'll report back. I will have the information. But to take it back to Snap, what was I playing on ladder? I'm still playing that beautiful golden move deck from the Golden Gauntlet, like more than a month ago, or maybe, I don't know. I don't remember when that was. Maybe it was in July. I don't know. The second one, who can say? Time, it flies when lots of stuff is happening. And it often is. The world's a big place. A lot of stuff is happening most of the time. Yeah, I've been playing all the same decks I was playing last week. I don't know. We're probably going to talk more about Grand Arena. I've sampled some other people's Grand Arena decks. They're all right. You know what else is all right, or what was especially all right earlier in Grand Arena? Just the stock Herbie deck. I mean, like, you can modify it, make it cool, but like, it really doesn't mind all these like junk things that I've seen people playing. Like, oh no, you stuffed up my board with stuff that is going to get blue marveled, and like, it's a pretty resilient little pre-constructed deck. The stock Herbie, unlike the stock Dr. Doom deck, which I did try to play to get my weekend missions for Mr. Fantastic First Steps. Holy wow, that precon is it was not worth it. I was not having fun, not winning games, and definitely not doing that weekend mission in a timely fashion. I think I got one win with Mr. Fantastic starting in my deck with the Dr. Doom precon, and I played a lot of games to get that one win. So I decided to call it quits there, and I did not collect my 150 gold or tokens or whatever it was, but I think it was gold. Anywho, that's probably been more information than anyone needed about my weekend snap, and here I was endeavoring to keep it snappy. Ugh.
It was fairly snappy. I think you're good. By the way, sorry for the music I started playing in that. It's the second time that's happened in the entire show. I hit a key. I don't even know which one, so I don't know what key to avoid. And Zencastr started playing delightful background music. Anyway.
Oh, Lauren, you are wearing your Huntrix shirt. I see it.
I am. I did it. There's Mira, my queen. Mm-hmm. Yes. I've been complimented on it many times. K-pop Demon Hunters is a force of pop culture.
It's a cultural phenomenon. The singles are blowing up.
Yep.
Still need to watch it.
Please do. It's so fun.
Please do. It's very fun.
That's addressed to not only my co-host, but all listeners. Ree, how was your weekend snap? And keep it snappy.
I too was drafted to fight endlessly day after day in the Grand Arena, and I did try all the pre-con decks out, and then it was a lot of fun at first because I have played almost exclusively Lauren's Human Torch deck that I'm sure she'll talk about in her weekend snap. But it was a ton of fun for quite a while. I felt so good. I was like, this is going well. We could get all the way to the top. We could win the glory. I mean, I've done some like Colosseums and like Final Fantasy games and whatever. So like, I feel pretty confident. And I bought the little season pass because it was like, okay, it's only a variant, and I assumed it would help me get both cards. I don't know. Lauren told us, but I forgot. And then
it's going to make your journey to getting one or two cards a lot more chill.
Yeah. So, and then like after that, of course, that's when all the like, for me at least, the has been all the Irby control decks, which like. It's like, okay, you can still win a control deck, but here's how you do it. It's like you've got to hold your Walking Taurus or your Wong back so that like you can play it and at least get one use out of it before they Enchantress it. and you got to make sure that your torch doesn't get shangable before the last round of the game. And it's like, I did not like play a min-max deck to fucking play with reserve. So it really kind of started ruining all my fun. Because it was like all humans were like either that, or occasionally I was getting a break with people playing the Doom Agatha deck, you know, because like Doom's skill dropped, right? Means Agatha will play herself on turn 2. And anyway, so then I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll mess around with the precons again. And I went back to, I tried like the Carnage one, because I'd only played like that one once. And it's like, I don't know, sometimes when you're in a mood, like destroying a bunch of shit is fun. And like, then it was immediately against one of those Doom decks that was like, that deck plays armor. And I was just like, yay, I only have to grind out like 100 more XP or whatever for my, I think it's a little more than that. I gotta hit the next like 2 levels to get both cards. So I picked up Mole Man, but I'm committed to getting Mad Thinker, but I'm so tired. So I'm glad, you know, I guess we're talking about later that they're making some changes, you know, teasing? What do you call it when you like highlight things that are going to
all the above.
Foreshadowing.
Like when a show used to do it, like, here, see the whole show. And it's like, I was about to watch it. You didn't have to. Okay, anyway, so yes. I'll be glad for that because I have so much more arena to do. I'm so tired of it. And I'm actually kind of annoyed that it's running now into the end of the season because I wanted to do some more. Like I have all these Infinity tickets that I actually wanted to use this month and try and get some more avatars, but it's like I need to do this because I committed to getting both cards, and that's like where my snap time's been going. So sad. But yeah, so that's what my week's been thus far. I don't even know what deck I want to take if I do get to do any Infinity Conquest. If I know what Safety's up to, probably. I don't know.
I know at least one thing Safety is doing uses Mad Thinker. So there's that.
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm into it. All right. I gotta find out. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing, Lauren. Tell us what you've been up to.
Sure. First up, gonna get a little bit realer than we usually get on the podcast, but I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I had one of our listeners reach out with concerns because I talked about Regina Spektor last week, and apparently it was news to me that day that she has been pretty openly Zionist before. And there were concerns about that. And I just like, you know, we generally try not to bring like real world bummers into this. It's supposed to be a fun Snap themed thing. I'll just say, I'll keep it simple that all three of us are generally against genocide. Like, obviously not a good thing. And then also that when I'm bringing up art that I like, I'm not necessarily endorsing every political opinion of an artist. And I think that just goes for anybody who we bring up. Like, we talk about comics, we're going to, you know, and other media, we're going to bring up people who are problematic. And whether we're aware of that or not, that's not to say that we love their ethics. Anyway, moving on. Grand Arena. I finished the Grand Arena track without buying the premium pass. There's a lot of games, but I was having a ton of fun. And I haven't played a single game since hitting 4,000 glory. Mm-hmm. So that does make me question how much fun I was having. But I thought I was having fun, and I was clearing my 9 tickets a day or whatever. I didn't do it totally for free. I did buy 100 gold worth of the daily ticket bundle. So that's 20 extra tickets. It's a good deal. 2 series 4 cards for 100 gold. Not bad at all. As long as you've got the time to spend. Considering I finished it with more than a week to spare, I didn't need to buy those tickets, but I was having fun and I had the time, so I did. I did probably 90% of Arena with that Human Torch deck that Ree brought up. That deck came from me looking and like, oh, I wonder if any of the skills are 1-cost cards. And I believe 2 of them are. Who's the other one? Oh, Carnage. Carnage and Human Torch have 1-cost skills. And I was like, oh, these are Walking Torres cards. And Carnage is kind of awkward because he would destroy Walking Torres. I mean, you could do stuff with it, especially with like a Wolverine and X-23. Maybe you hit them twice.
Maybe.
But Human Torch, I was like, ooh, what if we just make a really greedy deck where we make a huge torch and then we proc Flamon twice, if not 4 times, with a Wong Walking Torres. We get some redundancy there. And honestly, it's beautiful. I've laid down many cards well over 50 power over this past week. My record was a Shang that hit over 200 power. There was probably like Onslaught Citadel or something involved. Maybe Shuri's Lab. I don't know. Anyway, this is the deck. It's Human Torch as the champion, and then Zabu, Echo. Echo is a flex card, but has single-handedly flipped my win rate on Mr. Fantastic, so she's there for that. Nico Minoru, Walking Torres, Mr. Fantastic First Steps, Pedro, Grandmaster, Ironheart, Wong, Shang, because, I mean, just if you're going to bring a tech card, Shang is the one. I guess I have Echo also, but Gwenpool, Kahori. And it's all about making a huge fat torch. Like I said, sometimes it's okay, even if torch gets destroyed, because then you just win one lane with Shang and the other lane with your gigantic card. Flamon still works if torch is dead, which is kind of funny. But I will say my experience in Grand Arena is maybe unique. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the meta, and I just haven't seen that much of that. I think the matchmaking has been extremely generous to me because of 2 months of clip hunting. So I've seen probably like 50% bots, and I've seen a lot of low CL players. It's not that I haven't seen any tech Herbie decks or any of the Agatha Doom. Like, I've seen some of it, but it's not like 90% of my meta, like some people make it sound like it is. And I don't know, like, Ben, you've said before, like in Sanctum Showdown, it's more fun when you're winning. Like, that's just the reality of it. Even if you're not a spike, like, a game is more fun when you're winning. And so, yeah, my win rate, I calculated it as soon as I hit the 4,000 glory, and it was like 76%. Like, so I'm not telling everybody to go play this deck, although I have heard of several people playing it and having success with it and having fun with it. So, you know, if you haven't tried anything else, I did play early on. I was playing a little bit of Scott Denham's Invisible Woman tech deck, and that was strong, but this was so much more fun that I just stuck with it. Yeah. So I don't know if it's working okay for you. Like, maybe it's okay to have a slightly lower win rate but have more fun, especially if you have tickets to spare.
I also played Scott's Invisible Woman deck. Thumbs up.
Yeah, a little bit of it too early on before the torch deck, because you know I always pick fun.
Yeah, and it's a great deck, especially for like a theory crafted deck before any of us had played the mode. You know, and before the meta settled and all that. Okay, we'll move on. Do we have any new thoughts about last week's card, the Thing for Steps, who is 5/6 at end of turn +2 power? If the location is full once per game, also destroy a card on your enemy's side with less power. Have you had more time with him? What do you think?
You know, I've seen him around. He seems, I don't know. I've heard people say kind things about him. I haven't noticed myself losing to him a bunch or anything, but like, I'm also not seeing so many that I would like know necessarily if it were a very effective card, because like I don't think it's a very popular card, and sometimes unpopular cards are very effective, and it's just not how things shake out. So like, I don't know. I'm looking forward to, my plan is to acquire this card next month once the Snap Pack things rotate and I don't have to worry about getting any of those Masters of the Arcane cards that I skipped with great confidence and purpose. So I'm really looking forward to next month seeing if I like this card. Who knows?
Great.
I don't think I will, but maybe.
It a bunch more actually, because like the few times I've escaped arena briefly, it's turned into such a slog. It started out so fun. I've been playing that Doom 2099 deck, getting more InfiNOT tickets. Like, once just the other night, I lost. This person was so mad. I had already muted them. And I know once because they were roping me so hard that they were definitely spamming something that I wasn't seeing. I retreated the first game because they were going to clearly win, and then I lost an 8-cuber, so I was down to one single cube. And then I won every single game.
Love a big comeback like that.
Yes! And then finally it was down to the very last game. Like, they had 2 and I had 1 or whatever, and we're already at like fucking 4 cubes. You know what I mean? Like, it's been so many games in a row that they've lost, and they just couldn't do it. They couldn't do the last game, but you know, I knew I was going to take him. Anyway, so like, yes, that deck was rolling for me, and that has the thing for steps in it. And like, I will say this. I think, if I remember, which I don't always super remember well, that I kind of downplayed him when we were doing season ratings or whatever. And I think he's better than what I give him credit for. And what Ben said is definitely true. And that the fact he isn't so popular in some ways makes him better because you can surprise people more with it. Like I said, he'll go off last turn on something. It does have to be smaller than him, but like, you know, sometimes
he's pretty big.
That's all you need to do. You know, yeah, and he's like big enough. Like I said, like some of these 5 cards, if you whiff, like just think about like if you whiff with a Zola or something, you know, like somehow because they countered it. You have 0 power there if they got you with a Cosmo or something. And the thing is just it's enough power, and it's going to it's not super stoppable. So I think I undersold him. I think he's better than I gave him credit for. But once again, it's like probably certain decks you're gonna put him in. So $20.99 for me.
I actually played a decent amount of him too once I left Arena. I would agree that he's like better than I evaluated him as. I still think that he's quite comparable to Spider-Man 2099, but like filling a lane is just something that more decks are going to do than moving a card, especially a specific card to a specific lane on turn 6. Like, it's just asking a lot what Spider-Man 2099 does. And
God, can they put him back to 4?
Yeah. 4 or multi-destroy. I don't know why they are scared of that. I think that would make some other cards cool too, like Hercules. Maybe it would be terrible to play against.
Buff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Super weird. But yeah, thing just gets big. He can be the last thing in his lane, and it's fine if he's like, you put him down as a 5/6, he turns into an 8 first, destroys something, and then at the end of the game, he's a 10. Like, I've had plenty of games where I've won a lane with Torch or Thing, and I didn't fill it. Like, I have both of them going on separate lanes, and I only end up filling one of them. But like, the opponent is avoiding one of them because they know it's going to get huge and cause problems. So it's like, one of them can just be kind of a bait lane, and I've won those. Yeah, he's just a good card. I think he's best used if you have a way to fill the lane on turn 6, but not necessarily like commit to that lane. You know, like a Shauna, a Squirrel Girl, a Dr. Doom. I did test the thing with Hydra Bomb. That totally works, where like Torch doubled and then Bob moved and then Thing killed something because Bob filled his lane. That's pretty cool. You do have to sequence them correctly. Anyway, it's a card I've had more fun with than I expected for a 5 cost. Okay. I think we're going to push off Mole Man and Mad Thinker another week, even though they're available now, just that we get some time to play with them. But also out this week, Invisible Woman. Fantastic 4 first steps. What did you get her, and what do you think?
I've not gotten her yet, but I'm looking forward to getting her out of Snap Packs next month once the rotation happens.
Just in a week.
I've been playing against her some. Seems like a popular and powerful card.
Yeah.
I did get her. I haven't gotten to play. I need to play. I've like rumor on the street she's real friend with Prodigy, and I already loved Prodigy. So like, it sounds like there's lots of fun. Yeah. Lots of fun things to do with her, but I haven't, like I said, I've mostly been Grand Arena, and she hasn't been out that long, so I haven't gotten to do fun things. I did run quickly, like roll the auto with her so I could at least see something, and it gave me Doom 2099, and I also don't have Fantasticar, which maybe would have put in the deck if I had, and it honestly like was not as good as the other 20. In comparison, she wasn't strong enough with Doom 29 in comparison to my other plan, what I had going on in the other deck. And I remembered actually that, it makes sense if this was the auto Invis Woman. I actually had beaten this deck with my Doom 2099 deck in Gold Conquest the other day. I'm like, oh, I recognize this deck because I played against it. They must have just auto-rolled it and taken it into Golden, and I beat it. So it's like, I think she's really good, and I just haven't played it yet. That's been my experience thus far.
Yeah, I've been impressed with her. I was a little surprised that having multiple, the Prodigy thing, meant that end of turn things happen 4 times.
Yes, I also got caught by surprise by that once. Yes.
Like it's Wong math. It's 2 per Wong. In this case, it's 2 per Invisible Woman. And that was not how I was expecting that to work. I was expecting it to be 1 extra.
Mm-hmm. Fucked up my math.
Yeah, I chased 2 clips with her. One of them was to do the Hydra Bob trick, and so she wasn't needed there. In fact, she was kind of negative there because I don't want Bob to move twice. I just made sure I procced her before the last turn. And that deck is really fun and really good. Like, it's not very often that I have a clip deck that performs well, but this is one of them. And just double procking, what's his name? Marvel Boy. It's so fun.
Yeah, that does sound fun.
And it's +3 power if it's just Marvel Boy, but it's not just Marvel Boy. It's also the Thing and the Torch and the Havoc and the, whatever. Or procking her early with Adam Warlock is really cool. Anyway, she's been super fun. It surprised me how strong and fun that deck is, because I don't think end of turn is an especially fun interaction. Kind of just happens automatically, but then being able to do silly things with it is fun. The other one I did was I got 4 Invisible Womans using Nico Clone Spell and Prodigy and Frigga. And then at the end of the game, I played 2 Sunspots and they went up to 57 power each. Really stupid. I kind of think she has a problem with Sunspot. You don't have to play 4 Invisible Womans for that to be a very strong thing to do. I guess that's foreshadowing too. Are they going to tweak Sunspot? Yeah. Okay. Realizing now this is supposed to be ranking week, but we're not going to do it this week. We're going to rank Galactus Herald season next week. Does that sound cool?
That sounds fine.
Yeah.
We'll do it first thing next week.
That's what I assumed.
Okay. It'll be with 1 day of play with these cards. Just don't have the time for it this week. Galactus.
We are going to talk about. Okay, sorry. I was we are going to talk about him though, right? And
we'll talk about the first week only, not the whole season. Is that cool? Okay.
Absolutely.
So, in the season pass, we have Galactus, Fantastic Four First Steps, a 6/12. My Herald is the next character I see you play. End of turn. +2 power if you're winning My Herald's location. Works if Galactus is in hand or in play.
Well, it really depends when you draw him.
Yeah.
On turn 6, This is just the Hulk. But if you draw him on turn 1 and you happen to play a 1-drop, you're probably going to... we're probably hitting at least 20, right? If you manage to play a 1-drop and you have him in your starting hand, you're probably going to win that lane enough times.
You have to keep winning it.
Yeah.
Unless it's Silk and it just, every location is different.
Oh my gosh, now there's an idea.
keep the lane mobile.
That Rock the Leaper.
What if they're just... Yeah, oh wow. Yeah. What if they're not... You have to wake up... If your opponent doesn't get out of bed early enough, they're... Yeah, I don't know. I don't love the design. I'm not sure it's going to be I can't tell how good it is because wow, it is a stinker on turn 6, right? But I just don't think this pattern of if I draw it on turn 1, it's going to be nuts. I don't know.
To me, the power level feels a ton like Red Hulk, and I also would guess that this ability is one that is face up to your opponent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
they'll
Like
know.
when Galactus is growing, your opponent's going to know. So it really just feels a lot like Red Hulk to me. Maybe with a little more control. I think it's a weird season pass card. I think it's probably right to make Galactus the season pass card, or Silver Surfer. One of the identifiable characters.
I would have swapped these two.
I think
but
I would.
Maybe
have
that's because I'm more interested in the other one.
Yeah. They have the data for how well Galactus sold or something. A big bad's always going to do well, I think, for people acquiring the card. But yeah, it's it's a fine card. It's a good card. Red Hulk is a good card. It has homes, but it's just another giant 6 that is sometimes the right one in your deck, right? See also Gore or InfiNOT
yeah, exactly. It just, I feel bad for InfiNOT and similar cards. They don't deserve this. I don't know. That's what I think. I'm not a fan of Galactus first stuff.
Okay. Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four First Steps. This is the super premium season pass card, probably, based on data mines. A 3/4 at the end of turn. If you're winning this location with an on-reveal card, copy its text.
It's a real bummer if this is in the premium pass, because I'm not going to get the premium pass, but like Ben, this is the card that I think is way more interesting and way more flexible as well, So
I also think that it's poorly written, because end of turn, that's not revealing. I assume this does the effect that the on reveal would do, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Copy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like that.
It is a little awkward winning this location with an on-reveal card. It's a little awkward.
There are a number of things that are awkward about the wording.
I think
it's a cool design.
Yeah, I don't think it will work with Invisible Woman First Steps because as soon as it copies the text, it doesn't have its old text. So kind of awkward with those, or like Fantastic Car. If you want to buff this with Fantastic Car, you have to do it before she procs.
Yeah,
but she does seem like a good card. There's some cool stuff you can do with that. I also just noticed that there's this interaction between the Galactus and Silver Surfer, which makes sense. She's the Herald. You want to be winning that location, so you could put her on the location you're winning.
They kind of interact. I mean, they have some of the same words in their text boxes.
They have the same goal.
I mean, yes, they do want you to be winning there. That part is true.
Yeah. There's going to be some good stuff you can do with this.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like better Absorbing Man or whatever. I don't know. I like Absorbing Man. I hate it when people come for Absorbing Man.
But now here's the one that fits better into a Surfer deck because it's a 3 cost,
Absorbing Man already fits exactly as well as he should into a Surfer deck is my feeling. I don't think Absorbing Man needs to fit in any better. I think that's not good if Absorbing Man does fit in better.
In some ways, she's a prodigy with a different requirement, a different limitation, right? She has the same stat line. Prodigy can copy other types of cards, but you could use Prodigy for anything you're doing with Silver Surfer, except the placement limitation, right? I don't know. She's interesting.
I'm not.
I don't know if she's going to be much better than Prodigy.
This feels less skippable than Fantastic Car, even though Fantastic Car did turn out to be a pretty good card, turns out. I don't know.
Okay. The first Series 5 card, first week, will be Stardust, a 4/7. Ongoing, cards can't be added to locations except by playing or moving them.
They made a hella specific counter. It'll hit Brood and stuff too. I know it'll hit Brood, but it's right now we have one counter that just stops.
It's hard. Okay. No, y'all don't know about my notes app or how big the window is. But the window is full of the list of things that Stardust fucks up.
Oh, okay.
But let me start with the stuff that Stardust helps. I'm probably missing. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm not. Sentry, obviously. Stardust helps Sentry. You don't have to worry about the Void if you don't want to. And I know sometimes we like to do things with the Void. The Void is fun. Also, very similar, Gladiator. Maybe you don't want to find out if they have bigger things than Gladiator.
Oh my god!
I'm so glad that you did this, Ben. I hadn't thought about any of this.
Now that we've got that out of the way, there's a much longer list of stuff that Stardust fucks up. Wolverine, X-23, Uncle Ben, Nimrod, Bucky Barnes, Dormammu, Arnim Zola, Elixir, Phoenix Force, Isan, Redwing, Makari, M'Baku, Fenris Wolf, Hela, Khonshu, Proxima Midnight, Ghost Rider, Brood, Mr. Sinister, Scarlet Spider, both Doctors Doom, Squirrel Girl, Mysterio, Shauna, White Tiger, and Airwalker upcoming. And I'm probably missing some.
Wow.
That's a lot of cards.
Wow.
That's
a lot of different
right.
kinds of decks.
Mysterio's really weird, so I don't know if that one would work or not.
Maybe not Mysterio, not the foremost of the
right.
Rhino is specifically says play them, right, for Mysterio.
Yeah,
but it doesn't work on a non-playable
Okay, maybe
location.
Mysterio does survive.
Who knows? He's just a very, very weird card. On the other hand, if you play Mysterio on Deep Space, he doesn't make illusions, which I think is the wrong interaction. But anyway, Rhino is a helper card that you missed. He doesn't make a rock.
I guess. I kind of think of Rhino's Rock as being the thing that Captain Carter will buff.
Look, if we're counting Sentry, we should count Rhino.
All right, sure. We'll count Rhino as a recipient, a beneficiary of Stardust.
Also, I would like to mention, I think Redwing is an innocent victim of this. Does not deserve this. Poor Redwing.
I mean, it's not about who deserves it. It's about who's getting fucked up by Stardust, and it's such a long list. Oh my god!
Sorry for Brood, you know, but okay. Anyway, you're right though. I'm glad.
All kinds of destroy, discard, Surfer, Doctor Doom, anything
and your ability to pair it with stuff like Gladiator and stuff. Pretty good. I love running those decks because once you can negate that, it's so much power that's not shangable. A couple weeks ago, I made that deck that was with Zero and Doc Ock and stuff. I mean, and it's if you can get those out for free. Oh yeah, Doc Ock goes with this, right? It's that deck will be coming back anyway.
Well, the thing about Doc Ock is that you wouldn't play him just for the stats. I thought about putting Doc Ock on the list of cards that you're helping, but it's not a Gladiator.
You're right. He's not
proposition.
Super powerful.
You're playing Doc Ock to do Doc Ock's job. If you're playing Doc Ock, probably
you're trying to clog
playing him as dumb stats.
You're right about that.
You said 4/7.
I feel like I need to replace that deck.
There are so many decks that just auto lose to this card.
Maybe you're right. I'm thinking of a Mobius, but Mobius is a 3/3. This is a 4/7. Is it okay to play a card?
Well, Mobius is a 3/4 now, but
yes. These keep coming up. But 4/7 is a much more premium stat line. That's one where you're okay with it just being helpful for a bunch of decks. Mobius is helpful for a ton of matchups too.
But
discounting cards is a very common thing to do.
But if Brood doesn't do Brood's job, if Hela doesn't do Hela's job, if Khonshu doesn't do Khonshu's job, if those destroy cards, all those destroy cards can't do their jobs. The resurrection cards can't do their jobs. Your elixirs, your Phoenix Forces, because Phoenix Force has to revive a thing to merge with it. It's a whole thing.
I like this new Ben that converted to tech. Look how excited you are to just scout other people's plans.
Just needed one that was big enough and generic enough.
Well, it's a lot of cards and the stats are good and just so many cards.
No, it's pretty good. I like
it. Decks that just have to they see the card and they have to scoop if they don't have Enchantress or Rogue won't do it for them because they just don't want that ability on the board at all.
Yeah. I find it a super boring card, but it's a nice release valve to have, and Yeah. It would be a much more Lauren card if it had more proactive interactions, and that's okay that it doesn't. Not every card has to be for me. Okay. And then also in the first week, we have 2 Series 4 cards launching. First up, Redshift 2/3. On reveal, discard the leftmost card in your hand to add a random card with the same cost to your hand. You two are the discard players.
I love it. 4 stars already. I know we're not rating it yet.
What do you want to do with it?
Discard the leftmost card. That's what I want to do with it.
Just targeted discard?
Yep.
Fair enough.
And
I
you
haven't
get a
been
card
excited
back.
about discard for so long.
I like having more cards to discard again later. That's cool. Keep the hand full that I might MODOK it into a Morbius. Whatever. Like if I don't like the card that it gives me, I wasn't counting on it.
If you discard something like Swarm or Proxima Midnight or Apocalypse, this would still work, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Seems good. I think leftmost is probably worse than rightmost, but
for sure,
negligibly.
Because that's where your Apocalypse usually is, because you've already discarded it, or your Scorn, right? Which is what you're usually hoping to discard over. But this is good. Like Ben said, targeted, or you said,
what you're discarding
is good.
You have the control, and it's a 2. This is it's a great card. There's got to be some clever stuff you can do with it too. It's a Agatha card, or
it could be a Victoria hand card. Who knows?
Right. It generates a card, so there's got to be good stuff you can do.
If you're doing a Victoria hand discard deck, you probably pack Redshift. You get your Swarms and whatever else you do there.
Yeah. Is it like a Helicarrier madness kind of thing? Get Helicarrier in a while.
Trying to think of somebody who would argue for Quicksilver, so there's always a good target for Redshift. Anyway, I don't think that's true for the record. Terrax the Tamer, our other Series 4 card on the first week. A 3/3 on reveal for each location. Shuffle a rock into the losing player's deck. It's really good if you can get Prio, like with a Mr. Fantastic or
if you're winning all 3 locations, that's very cool. If you're losing 2 of them, less so. You really would like to be winning, wouldn't you?
You have to be playing a deck that can go wide fast.
I'm a little bit skeptical that you can consistently guarantee that I'm just going to be winning all 3 locations all game. That's my strategy. That's I don't know.
It's hard, but it's doable. You run stuff like Makari and Squirrel Girl, and there are decks that are designed to do that, to take Prio and take it fast.
If you're shuffling in 2 rocks and 1 into your own deck, I don't think that's good enough. I think you need to be winning all 3. And I just don't think you will reliably be winning all 3. I think you can probably reliably win 2, and then it's just a muddy card that, is double-edged, and you probably won't draw your Darkhawk that game or something. You'll get a rock. I don't know.
But it's on reveal, so if you are playing Darkhawk, you could play it late to at least some benefit. True. I think that's the most interesting thing about it, is that Darkhawk is getting another maybe.
It could be Mystique and Terrax on 6 after Darkhawk on 5.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that could be something.
But, is he the thing that crosses you over to winning?
I'm not sure.
It could be if you have Prio, that could actually matter, where you are winning and then he helps
having
you win
Prio
even more.
Really help. Yeah.
He's an interesting card. I'm glad he exists.
I'm rooting for him.
He is much more exciting to me than a Mad Thinker, something like that, right? This feels like a Series 4 that actually belongs in some deck somewhere. I don't know. I guess Mad Thinker does too. I'm being too mean to him, but
are you, Lauren? I'll have to see this Mad Thinker Safety Blade deck and see what it's about.
I wish I could tell you anything else about it. I don't remember it being it's not a Dino deck. Maybe it's a Victoria hand
part
deck.
Doesn't surprise me. I don't. Yeah.
I didn't remember any significant synergy popping out, but I was just skimming Blue Sky. Sorry if you're listening, Safety. I looked at it. I thought it was interesting, but not enough for it to stick. Okay, this week we have an OTA. Comes with a bunch of stat changes and stuff, but also changes specific to Grand Arena. First up, Mole Man goes from 3-3 to 3-4. That's a global change in Arena and outside of Arena. But listed here in Arena stuff because his skill goes down to a 1 cost, and the power buff for the created cards in hand goes to +3. Just realized it's a 1 cost, so now maybe we do Walking Taurus shenanigans with Mole Man.
Makes more sense than the Carnage thing.
There is that. And then Herbie's skill takes a nerf from 3 cost to 4 cost. And I am assuming this is to address the fact that almost every deck is just Herbie now because his skill is so freaking good, getting that 2 energy ramp.
Yeah.
I think that skill makes a lot of sense at 4. Like, to get all 4 of Herbie's abilities, it's like there's a reason you're supposed to pick one, and like that's the whole point of playing that card that you made room for in your deck, is to get one of those abilities one time. Yeah. So yeah, I think that it just makes sense. It's the deck that I've been playing, and I'm like, yeah, it should cost 4. It totally should, and very often you play it on turn 4 anyway, or like, depending on what your particular game plan is. I don't know. Like this I don't think Herbie's going anywhere. I'm still gonna keep playing Herbie.
You can still play it on turn 3 because Grand Arena's like ramped up 1 energy.
You know what? The 4 energy turn is sometimes when I'm playing that skill anyway.
Yeah, so. I think it's cool that they're making live changes to the event. Like,
yeah,
it's happened before where they updated the ban list
forever.
Yeah. Speaking of ban list updates, they added Agatha, Sarah, Cannonball, Eliath, Storm, Juggernaut, and Viper, which seems like a mix of things that were overpowered and a list of things that are just not super fun to play against.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
I think it's a great list.
Yeah, I think it's.
Me
I'm more excited to check in after that.
Yeah.
We want to have fun. Let us make our min-max silly Wong decks in limited time modes, please. So excited to see less Herbie control.
Yeah, I wonder if banning Eliath is enough to make Invisible Woman playable. Like, I don't know. Invisible Woman does a lot of ramp, but Herbie just does ramp better. So everything has shifted over to Herbie. But I bet there's some cool Invisible Woman stuff you can do.
But like you were saying, like Mole Man, Joaquin, maybe we throw some Victoria Hand in there.
That actually seems good.
I know. I want you to do the work for me and then share the deck.
You're going to make me...
I don't want to cook it. I had so much fun with your Human Torch deck, though. I'm like, do it again.
Do we know, has Champion Invisible Woman received 4 power, or is Champion Invisible Woman still stuck at 3?
I think she's the one who's going to... Yeah, it should be. It's
okay,
weird
because like they mentioned it about Mole Man, but they didn't mention it about her. So I'm like a little worried there that maybe they forgot they made her a champion. Could be a whoopsie. I've forgotten things. I don't want to make it seem like that's the silliest mistake someone could ever make, Yeah,
so I'm skipping ahead to the other cards that were not in the Grand Arena balancing section. Invisible Woman, OG, got a buff to 2/4. Which I would expect to affect the champion also. It's funny that it's not in this arrangement. I think that makes sense. She has fallen off so much ever since the introduction of Eliath.
I mean, like, if Cloak can have 4, all kinds of 2 costs can have 4. That's my feeling.
Yeah. Well, they gave Domino 4 as well, saying that, historically 2/3 is the place for a 2 cost that doesn't have any downside. But I think like I think they said something about like raising that level because of how strong 2s are, but I also think like it's arguable Invisible Woman and Domino both have downside. Mm-hmm. Right? Like Domino hurts your draw. Domino Invisible Woman like you're delaying things and you're risking Goliath. Like these are actual like they're the same sorts of downsides as Cloak. Where like you're probably getting way more benefit out of Cloak than your opponent is, but technically like there's that extra risk involved.
The change is a win for domino variants everywhere.
Yeah.
We all have some, I suppose. Yeah.
It's a card with a lot of variants for sure. And then the Mole Man and Dr. Doom precon decks are both getting 3 or 4 cards swapped. To me, they both seem like buffs, which makes sense considering those precons are not the stronger ones.
Yeah.
Again, cool change. Any other thoughts on those?
Good.
What were some of those cards doing in the Dr. Doom deck to begin with? Who know? I don't know. Jennifer Kale, Nocturne.
Yeah.
Jennifer Kale and Nocturne were both weird ones in there, honestly.
And I mean, like Astral Projection just like didn't like work there. I tried. I played many games, and as I mentioned, I won one of them.
I'll have to trust you because I've seen the Astral Projection do cool things for people. Like it pulls Jubilee, who pulls Odin, who pulls another card. Or they'll pull, they'll create 2 Doombots, which is a great use of.
But
Astral
in my
Projection.
experience, I always had more than one on reveal in my hand because that deck is not exactly barfing the cards out.
Yeah,
and I was always Astral Projecting the wrong thing.
Yeah, I will second that experience from when I was playing a good amount of Astral Projection, like throwing Shadow King at throwing something you do not want it to hit, it will just hit that, So like you really need to limit your on reveals to what you want to hit with it if you're playing Astral Projection. Yeah.
Okay, and then on to the other cards outside of Grand Arena. Sunspot, as previously mentioned, got hit, goes from a 1/1 to a 1/0. I think it's just because they're building up end of turn synergy. He's been a 1/0 before when he was a very popular card.
But the thing is, he deserved that 1 point when they gave it to him, is the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he was at 1/0 for way too long.
I think it's a bummer that like now he has to pay for having an end of turn ability. Like he used to just be his own card. But now he's been subsumed by the mechanic. Oh well.
Yeah.
The tragedy of Sunspot.
It is a bummer.
Gwenpool goes from 4/6 to 4/5. She needed a nerf, and this is the smallest one they could have given her.
Yep, I love her. I love playing her. I've always loved playing her. I will continue to love playing her because who cares? I mean, like a point is a point, but no, this is fine.
Yeah, surprised they didn't do this at the same time as Galacta, but
they should.
Okay.
Dormammu
Dormammu goes from 7/11 to 7/10, but Summoning Ritual 3, the last one, goes from a 3 cost to a 2 cost. So he's easier to get out.
I mean, doesn't solve the sameness problem.
That I find the card boring.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
No, but yay for, I guess, people who like it. Because I do face Dormammu decks, like, in Conquest. So some people like it.
It makes him better. I don't know if the 1 cost change is enough to make him surprising. Like, you're still usually going to know exactly where Dormammu's going.
Yeah, there's nothing surprising about it. Nope.
I mean, in theory, if you have an extra cost, you can have 2 locations where he could go, but I don't see that happening. Black Cat goes from 2/6 to 1/5 because their last experiment to make her more playable didn't work out.
I think this one will.
Yeah, me too.
It hurts so bad because I've been playing Black Cat. Oh, sorry, man. Like, I hope you can't hear that. My AC's been super loud. Okay. No, but when I was playing her last, Fenris Wolf was you run into enough Fenris Wolf out there that they'll just snatch it right up before you can, like, color back whatever you're planning on doing with her. So, like, here it's like, oh, you could always potentially play her, right? Because before, on 1... I'm excited. This feels like a new era for Black Cat,
Yeah.
She's playable.
I like this change a lot. I think there are plenty of decks that will be happy to run her, right? Like,
absolutely.
say a Titania or a Martyr who has that same stat line, but a very different
Martyr
drawback.
this is bad news for Martyr. Martyr is not in the conversation.
Aww.
Yeah, when are they reworking Martyr?
Probably never.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they will.
They can't
I
change
think Martyr
her
has the right
stats,
ability, right? Like that's a cool ability.
It's a cool ability, but the stats just like don't work. Like,
Yeah, they need to
I
make
play
her
more
1/6
Martyr
or
than
something.
most people, and it hardly ever procs.
Didn't she used to be 1/4? Can you believe? Oh my god!
Yep.
What were they? Make her 1/6. Do it.
That's
my
the bigger you
I
make her,
kind
the
of
less
agree.
likely that she ever uses her ability.
That's true, but you know what? The ability is mostly there to be read and appreciated as like, well, isn't that cute? You know, we're not actually
It's-
interested in seeing the ability
The
happen all that
cutest
often.
thing to do is to overwrite Martyr with Ancient Ones, Mendel, and turn her into a.
Cerebro.
That's what I find to be the cutest thing.
Yeah, that's a very good thing to do with
That
her.
is a good and cute thing to do. I love it when they coincide like that.
Yeah, it's easy enough to make it so she can't move. I believe in the team answers a while ago, they said her Martyr was originally envisioned as a 0-cost card. And I'm sure they had a reason they didn't go for it. But I think that could be kind of interesting, like 0-3 moves to lose you the game.
But then it takes up a deck slot, like or a card slot in your deck, and like you only have 12 of those, and you want them to do impactful things that win you the game, not be a 0-3 that loses you the game.
You would play that 0-3 in some decks. I don't know what those are, Lockjaw or something.
Yeah,
but 0, like the difference from 1 to 0 is a huge difference. I mean, you just hold her in your hand until the last turn. Like
that's true.
Agree.
But she still is a
Agreed.
card and only offering the 3. I mean, like if she is supposed to be there and like have stats and not just be like a Lockjaw enabling thing, I don't know. I don't know.
But to jump ahead, because what Ben said made me think this is what Agony's problem has been. That but she takes a deck slot, and it's like Agony's fun. You can do things with Agony, but she takes a deck slot, and it's like almost always, aren't you? Like, isn't Nico kind of better there or something?
Yeah,
you know?
the
Yes.
opportunity cost.
And that's been Agony's problem. So I feel like since we're just jumping ahead, she's getting an extra point of power to 3 power, and I think maybe that's finally enough to make her worth that deck slot, you know?
Agony, yeah.
Exciting. Yeah.
I like this Agony change very much.
Yeah, I love it. It's the merging is a great ability. Like take up less space on your board, but and use it in a careful way. You use it for something cute like a Deadpool.
I wish
I agree.
that Agony had come out with the stat line to begin with, because I think that we could have been playing Agony, you know, and it would have made the game more interesting. But hey, better late than never.
It's fun. I play both Black Cat and Agony in decks where where board space and hand space are both precious, and they both are getting buffed. That's kind of fun. Mobius, another one that we touched on, is going from 3-3 to 3-4. I have mixed feelings about this because I really don't think Mobius is a very fun card, but also he needs to be more playable to be able to be a real tech card.
Yeah.
As is, you mostly can only play him with Pixie.
Yeah. I guess this is a good change. I'm just not excited to be playing Mobius because I like cards that do things.
Yep.
And he doesn't do being a 3/5, which counts as a thing.
Spot.
Okay, I was gonna bring up what's his face, Stardust.
Yeah, it's like if Mobius isn't helping you, isn't, like you said, with Pixie part of your deck, you get behind if he's not, wrecking their plan, you know?
Yeah,
If he's Cyclops, he's Cyclops is the thing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, Stardust is just the thing.
Well, yeah, but the thing, I mean, 4/7, that's,
Is 4/7 better than 2/3 or 3/4? Yes, it is better than 3/4.
Significantly.
Okay. That makes sense because they buffed the vanilla stat line for 4, but not for 3. Blink goes from 5/7 to 5/8.
I like it. I'm not sure.
Blink surprises
Blink
me too much.
Blink seems like it should have been good enough at 5'7", but if it's not, then it's not.
Every time I see Blink, I'm like, I didn't think about it. They would do that.
I'm surprised I don't see more Blink. Like
Me too.
She seems like a really good card, but yeah, she just like vanished after her season, and she crops up in decks every now and then. But
it's a good thing to do. I think it's the 5 cost that's keeping her from. Like, if she were a 4 cost, we'd just all be blinking all day long.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
absolutely right. So maybe this is enough. Or maybe she needs to be even bigger.
I think she needs to be even bigger, is the truth of
I
it.
think 5'9" might be that sweet spot.
But then, man, that does just seem like too much upside on one card, right? Like 5'9" and like this undeniable ability that we can't believe isn't good enough.
Yeah. Sometimes that's how it is, though, right? That was the story of Grandmaster.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly the story of Grandmaster. That's a very apt comparison.
It just seems like a super strong card, but then it turns out that not super strong, not super popular until you give him 3 extra power?
Yeah.
And then this last one's funny. I didn't even know this was a problem in the game, but Evolved Thing now joining the thing at 4/7. Apparently, when they buffed the thing, they didn't buff Evolved Thing.
See, that's what makes me wonder if Champion Invisible Woman remains 2/3.
You're absolutely right.
Seems like the same idea, right?
Oh man, that's fun. That'll be a real shame considering that she's in Grand Arena. We'll see. I don't expect Grand Arena to run again for 3 or 4 months. Maybe it'll be like Sanctum and takes even longer to come back because they have to build new champions.
Could be. I think we'll probably see it sooner than we are ready for. Is my prediction. Although I am excited for the future of this mode because I do think it'll be interesting to see new champions and things. I'm just a little worried they're probably going to bring it back without new champions once.
I hope that's not true. I hope there's new champions every time.
That would be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that they could grow the stable of champions quite a bit before they have to make it so that the champions can go in each other's decks. Because right now all the champions are banned cards. Mm-hmm. It's like if you have 40 champions and they're popular characters, you're killing an interaction every single time. At some point, you have to allow non-champion Invisible Woman to be in the other decks. That's not a good example. Non-champion Carnage. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on to our side quests. First up and only our secret homework. This week's secret homework came from Ben.
That's right. My secret homework was very creative, as I often do when there's a new thing or a limited time mode or whatever. I go with the flow. Whatever's on Disney Plus, whatever's in the mode screen. I don't know. But right now, obviously, the flavor of the 2 weeks is Grand Arena, and so the only thing you really need, I guess I could have tasked us all with inventing a whole new card and then inventing a skill for them. But I was like, hey, let's just give a skill to an existing character and imagine them as a champo. I think I offered the opportunity to, if you wanted extra credit, you could build an entire precon for them. I personally did not do that. But I did sort of think about what cards would be fun to play with my champion. And my champion, of course, is one of my all-time favorites in the game. The kind of card that I wish was always in my starting hand. Craven the Hunter, in parentheses. Maybe you've seen the film. What's his name? Aaron Taylor Johnson. Is that the actor? Great in 28 Years Later. Much better movie. But anyway, the skill, that's what really makes a champion. It's all about the skill. And I was inspired by that one Craven storyline that, everybody cares about and, gets reprinted a lot. I read a battered copy of it in the public library. Kraven's Last Hunt. I think maybe Deadly Symmetry was the original name or something. I don't know. It had like some goofy ass name that has been like sort of scrubbed away from later printings of the thing. It actually took place across 3 different Spider-Man titles. Big old crossover event, so to speak, except, they were all the same Spider-Man in the same. Yeah. Anywho, point is, Last Hunt. It's a 1-cost skill. On reveal, destroy an enemy card at your champion's location with less power to transform your champion into Spider-Man. It keeps its power, and so like that's sort of the gist of what happens in that book. There are other things going on, but Kraven's like, I'm getting old. I got to take this fool out, and he attempted, and he thought he totally myrtleized the Spider-Man, but then Spider-Man woke up 2 weeks later in the grave and like climbed out, and it was a whole thing. But anyway, point is, Kraven thought he had killed Spider-Man, and he assumed Spider-Man's identity and was like, I'll go around and do all the Spider-Man stuff just to really show him. So he Spider-Man'd around for a little while. But anywho, he was brutal and, Craven-y and stuff, and didn't play by Spider-Man rules and stuff. But anywho, yeah, so that's the gist of it. You murder somebody at the champion's location, and then they have to have less power than Kraven, so you're incentivized to play Kraven's game all the way up until you make the turn. And I think this card would be really fun, considering that Grand Arena has that extra energy. You know what is a balanced breakfast on turn 6? Or I guess it's a dinner on turn 6, or, a midnight snack even. 7 energy, that gets you a 1-cost skill and a Heimdall. So I think you go Heimdall, and then you've got a giant Kraven over there, probably on the left or in the middle, and he should kill something and then scoot all his power probably over to the rightmost lane or something, Like, I think that would be cool and fun. But, I mean, there are a bajillion different ways you could play it. Hey, maybe... I don't know. I don't want to tell you how to play my hypothetical card. Use your imagination and think of all the fun you would have.
I expected and hoped that you would make a move card. So thank you.
Fun.
I guess I have one thing that I should add.
Oh, please.
I considered just making Kraven then transform into a regular ass Spider-Man, just 2/4 without all those bonus stats, but it seemed like a little bit of a shame, and that you should be like rewarded for living the champion dream, and you should be able to keep all those juicy move buffs that you received. I don't know.
It's okay if one of your champion cards is very big.
But I could also see the argument against it.
Or a 12 or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so for mine, I did think, what is one thing that is cool about Grand Arena is one thing we don't like in the game is if new cards come out that reference specific other cards in the game. But Arena is one time to finally do that. So I went with just one of my favorite cards. I really just picked it because I'm like, what card do I want to make one for? I'm like, Kitty Pryde. So that's who I picked. And once again, this was my opportunity to make a kitty card, a specific reference card. So my skill would be Summon Lockheed, also a 1-cost. And be Summon Lockheed to this location. And Lockheed would be a 2/2. With the ability Kitty cannot be destroyed while at Lockheed's location, because Lockheed has saved Kitty in the comics a couple times. And also, +1 power when Kitty is played at this location. So yeah, I did fan service this a bit. It's just a Angela. I gave Kitty Pryde a little built-in Kitty-specific Angela, but I liked the kind of mirror with Kitty's ability, and I just wanted to have a Kitty champion. So that's what I did.
Love it.
Oh yeah,
it's thematic and cute and fun. Did you have a thought about what I'm going to be putting you on the spot about what the cost of the skill would be?
I did. Sorry, I meant it would be cost 1. I forgot. I was thinking they were all cost 1 because I've just played
you could
so
Joaquin
much,
Torres get 2 Lockheeds.
Yes. Or you could just have Lockheed on turn 1, which I think is perfectly appropriate. Like, this is kind of like a more small ball champion, which I kind of think is fun.
Also, you could Joaquin Torres my skill, although you would transform a Spider-Man into a Spider-Man on the second one.
Yeah.
But hey, that would still be pretty good.
My skill's also a 1 cost. It would not be useful to Joaquin Torres. It depends on which card it was. Anyway, I chose Mysterio. I thought about picking Valkyrie, but it didn't. And I'm sure it's doable. But I was really trying to think of like what's a cool like thing that complements Valkyrie, but isn't just going to be the exact same deck every single time. And I'm like, it just seemed too samey. So I went with Mysterio. Smoke and Mirrors is the name of the skill. It's a 1 cost skill with, on reveal, give your illusions +2 power. After you play your next card, transform Mysterio into a copy of it. And only you know where true Mysterio is, right? So,
cool.
I figure you're most commonly doing this at the end of the game, but you could do it early. The Joaquin thing would be if it was an on reveal, because then it would transform into White Tiger and then transform into White Tiger again. In that case, Joaquin would be helpful.
Wow, that's a cool one. I'm not even sure. Like, there must be a lot of smart things to do with that.
I want to play this pre-con. Like you said, it forced me to play Mysterio. Every time I get a deck with Mysterio, I feel like
none of us did the pre-con, did we?
Uncomfy. Like,
it's been a busy week.
Like playing out 3 cards, it's like it's so many deck slots. I'm so used to like having more room, and it's if you get squirrels at all, you're like, squirrels wreck it all.
He's such a cool card. We have this conversation every time I bring up Mysterio. But I'll just say something. I'll say something different than I've said before. It's not just about doing cool synergistic things with Mysterio. Sometimes you just win because you know where the 4 power is and your opponent doesn't, and that's cool.
That used to be like his whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, Bass has been around for a while, but yes, you're right. Okay. Also that he's 3 cards played, which is important for like Hitmonkey and Sasquatch.
Yeah, that's true.
But those were all that stuff all came after Mysterio was already Mysterioing around for quite some time.
Yes, that's true. Bishop
Mysterio used to justify his own existence just doing Mysterio stuff. Yes. I swear, it was a real thing that was happening in the game.
It happens when I'm playing Mysterio decks. I win because of that 4 power. It totally happens. Okay, I'm assigning next week's homework, and it's a little bit unusual because it's visual, but we're an audio medium, so maybe you'll have to watch us on YouTube next week, or hang out in the Discord or whatever. Anyway, very much inspired by friend of the show Adam Starr, who makes all kinds of incredible Marvel Snap fan art. I want us to make Marvel Snap fan art, and to keep it short and sweet and very doable, and something that the listeners can participate in. Also, I'm putting a time limit of 20 minutes on your art, so don't make anything super extravagant. You're not rewriting an entire comic or anything like that, but maybe, a couple panels, or just a funny little snap scene, or a picture of a character you like. So that's that. I know you both are at least somewhat artistic and very creative people, and I want to see your artwork. And to listeners who enjoy participating in homework but don't feel especially artsy, I'd love to see your art too. I think there's too many people who don't make art because they think they're bad at it, but like, there's only one way to get better, and bad art has its own charm.
And cartoons are fun, and they don't have to be, they're meant to look silly.
Every time I play a drawing game and Pictionary or Jackbox or whatever, there's always somebody who's like, but I'm a terrible artist. And I'm like, yes, but that's what makes this game fun. The diversity. It's not fun if everybody's an incredible drawer. Anyway.
What's your favorite Jackbox game?
I really, really love Drawful 2.
Pretty good. It's a good one.
I'd have to look at a longer list to come up with is there one I like more? That's definitely the one I've played the most.
I was gonna say I'm sure I'll think of one I like better after I. You know what? I'm actually pretty sure I won't think of one I like better. The best one is Mad vs. City. That's the best.
That is definitely a favorite. Oh, Mad vs. City is a blast. That is a favorite in my home for sure.
Okay, the
I
t-shirt
also really
one
like-
is fun though.
Yeah, TKO is good.
Yeah, it's all right.
that
I
what
like
it's
Trivia
called?
Murder Party a lot.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
that was
TMP,
That's
baby.
my favorite.
Yep.
I like trivia.
I have to say, I haven't played that against people who are actually good at trivia stuff.
Oh,
So,
really?
like, I tend to do all right at that. I'm not really a trivia person, but, like, in a room full of not trivia people, I will appear as a trivia person, you know, just because everything is relative.
Maybe we need to snap on this Jackbox night sometime.
Uh,
No promises. We're brainstorming live, or while we're recording. Anyway, speaking of fun things, Snap on This related, our anniversary is coming up. This is episode 50. So in just 2 weeks, we're going to have a very special anniversary episode celebration, part of which will involve a bonus episode wherein we play Magic with Mod Supreme models. And we will also, for the proper episode 52, be doing listener Q&A. So if you haven't already, or even if you already did, go to the link in the show notes or video description and send us whatever questions you want us to talk about. It does not have to be Snap related. Whatever. And that's going to be part of what we do to celebrate just doing this for a year already, which is mind-blowing to me. If you liked what you heard, like, follow, subscribe, rate, review on iTunes or Spotify, leave a comment on YouTube or Spotify. If you're not already subscribed on YouTube and you're watching us there right now, do it. Subscribe. It helps our numbers or whatever. Leave a comment. We all like hanging out there and seeing what's
Absolutely.
going on. Or finally come hang out in the speakeasy. It grows a little bit. I don't know, every month or so. Every week might be a stretch.
Slightly more often than that. I don't know.
Yeah. Multiple times a month.
Like, you don't have to like live there. Just like pop in, say hello from time to time.
It's a fun little place to hang out. It's our own little corner of Discord called the Speakeasy. It's one place where you can share your secret homework or have some climb accountability while you're trying to climb up ladder or perform well in Grand Arena. You can report on how your performance is. And if you don't want to, you certainly don't have to. But like personally, I find that accountability to be very helpful in guiding me towards better snap and retreat decisions. Anyway, you can find the instructions to join the Speakeasy in the show notes or video description. We are proud to be part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to other great shows like our Grand Pod Snap Judgments with Pulse Glazer and Roy. I believe it's still on Saturdays, but Pulse Glazer just moved across the world, and maybe that's changed.
Maybe.
Oh, wow.
I'm almost positive it's still Saturdays. I think Pulse is changing his schedule to deal with everybody else. But anyway, great guy, great show.
Absolutely.
Always has good guests. Yeah. If you want to hear our rankings for the Heralds of Galactus and see some really cute fan art, tune in next week. Same Snap time, same Snap channel.
We did it.
50 episodes in and I'm still surprised.
Man, I don't know. I the only one of the new carts I was really excited to talk about was Stardust. Is that the name? Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just like, I wish I had more exciting things to say about that Silver Surfer, but I'm just like frustrated that I won't have it, and like I'm
same.
sort of not excited about the big G-Man, and I just, man, I wish I had more excitement for them.
If you could buy one without the other, I might just buy Silver Surfer.
Absolutely, that's what I would do. I wish it worked like that.
Yeah.
But
we
also,
should say something more cheerful. The outro is supposed to be cheerful. I was just like, there was a part of the show that didn't go. I wish I could have brought a different energy to it. That's not the time. This is not the time for that kind of
You brought a
self-reflection.
great energy. You had the hugest smile on your face talking about stars, and I was jazzed. I hadn't thought about this whole list. I was excited you brought the list.
The thing is, I'm certain I missed some, because I was just like thinking like, what word should I type into the card search on Marvel Snap Zone?
Oh.
I was like, Do we have anything that summons, anything that adds, anything that puts, anything that revives, anything, regenerate? I was proud of myself when I remembered that Wolverine and X-23 have a flavor verb.
Through the whole list of cards if you're thinking of all these keywords.
She was saying it might have been more efficient to just scroll through the entire list.
Maybe. I don't know.
You don't think it'll affect transform, do you?
No, I'm sure it won't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's very similar to Professor X, right?
Because if you transform a card, you can still Ghost Spider it. It's like it remembers who it was.
Yeah.
Remember who you are. Now you got to take your place in the circle of life. All that shit.
One true king.
Yeah.